Welcome everyone. In this tutorial, we are going to build a complete CRM inside ClickUp from scratch. Many small businesses purchase expensive CRM software but end up using spreadsheets, sticky notes, or emails because the CRM becomes too complicated. The result is missed follow-ups, lost customers, and poor visibility into the sales pipeline. Today, we'll build a simple CRM that's easy for your entire team to use. By the end of this session, you will know how to capture leads automatically from your website, organize customer information, track every sales opportunity, automate follow-up emails, move qualified leads into your sales pipeline, and successful deals over to your project delivery team. This setup is perfect for freelancers, agencies, consultants, software companies, and small to medium businesses. Although ClickUp is primarily a project management platform, it can also serve as a powerful CRM when configured correctly. Before we build anything, let's understand why many CRM implementations fail. This software usually isn't the problem, but the process is. Imagine someone fills out the contact us form on your website. An email arrives in your inbox, but you're busy and decide to respond tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week, and eventually you forget about it. Meanwhile, the customer has already chosen one of your competitors. Another common issue is scattered information. The customer's email is in Gmail, meeting notes could be in Notebook, quotations are in a Word document, and phone numbers are saved on someone else's mobile phone. When information is spread across different places, it's difficult for the whole team to stay aligned. There's also the issue of ownership. If no one is responsible for next action, opportunities often stall. Our ClickUp CRM solves these problems by keeping everything in one place, assigning clear ownership, automating routine follow-ups, and providing a consistent sales process that everyone should follow. Before we build the CRM, let's understand the 5 core components. A lead is someone who has shown interest in your business. For example, they may have completed the contact us form, downloaded a brochure, or requested a demo. At this stage, you don't yet know if they'll become a customer. Once you've spoken with them and confirmed they are a good fit, the lead becomes into a deal. A deal is a real sales opportunity that moves through stages such as meetings, proposals, negotiations, and finally, the deal is won or it's lost. Every deal is connected to an organization or an account, which is the company you're working with. For example, ABC Manufacturing Limited. Within that organization, you will communicate with one or more contacts, such as the operations manager or the IT director. These are people you'll call, email, or meet. Finally, every deal is linked to one or more services, such as ClickUp consulting, CRM implementation, or project management training. Keep these relationships connected gives your team complete visibility. Instead of searching through emails and spreadsheets, they can see all the information in one place, making collaboration easier and reducing the chances of missed opportunities. Before building our CRM, it's important to understand how all information is connected. Let's imagine a real example. A company called ABC Manufacturing visits your website and fills out your contact us form. Initially, they became a lead because they've shown interest but haven't been qualified as yet. After speaking with you, you discover they're genuinely interested in your services. At this point, you convert the lead into a deal. The deal belongs to the organization ABC Manufacturing. Within that organization, you may communicate with several people, including the CEO, project manager, and IT manager of ABC Manufacturing. These are your contacts. Finally, the deal may include multiple services, for example, ClickUp implementation, ClickUp training, and process automation. By connecting all these records, your team always has a complete picture of the customer. Anyone can quickly see which company they're working with, who the decision makers are, which services have been discussed, what is the next action. This connected structure eliminates duplicate information and makes collaboration much more easier. Now, let's build the structure inside ClickUp. I recommend creating a dedicated sales folder inside your sales or sales and marketing space. So inside the sales folder, we should have 5 lists: leads, deals, organizations, contacts, and services. We'll be implementing this all in the ClickUp software shortly. So each list has a specific purpose. The leads list stores potential customers who have not yet been qualified. The deal list stores qualified opportunities moving through the sales pipeline. The organizations list stores companies you're working with. The contact list stores individual people from those companies. The services list stores everything your business offers. Separating information into dedicated lists keeps the CRM organized and makes reporting much more easier. For example, if a company has 10 deals, you only create the organization or the account once. Every deal links back to the same organization instead of creating duplicate records. This structure also makes automations and dashboards much easier to build. The leads list is where every new inquiry enters your CRM. Leads usually come from your website, social media, from referrals, networking events, webinars, and also email campaigns. For every lead, collect the basic contact information such as their name, email address, phone number, company, and job title. 2 fields are especially important in the leads portion: the next step and the next step due date. These fields tell your team exactly what needs to happen next and when it should happen. For example, call the customer tomorrow, send a proposal by Friday, schedule a product demonstration. Without these fields, it's easy for leads to be forgotten. Every lead should also have an owner. This creates accountability by making it clear who is responsible for following up. Finally, keep your leads statuses very simple. Lead, a new inquiry that hasn't been contacted yet. Responded, the customer has replied. On hold, waiting for additional information or a future follow-up. Opportunity, the lead is qualified and ready to become a deal. And not interested, the lead has decided not to move forward. So these are all the lead statuses. A clean and consistent lead management process helps your team stay organized and ensures that no potential customer slips through the cracks. Following up with every lead manually takes time and it's easy to forget. So that's where automations come in. When someone completes your contact us form, ClickUp can automatically create a lead and assign it to the right person. Next, an automatic thank you email is sent so the customer knows you received their inquiry. So if there is no response after 3 days, ClickUp can remind the salesperson or trigger another email follow-up. If there's still no response after another few days, a final reminder can be sent. Once the customer confirms they're interested and meet your qualification criteria, simply change the lead status to opportunity. This can automatically create a deal, allowing the sales team to continue through the pipeline without re-entering any information. Automation save time, improve consistency, and ensure potential customers are not forgotten. Once a lead becomes a serious opportunity, it should be converted into a deal. A deal represents an active sales opportunity that your team is working to close. Each deal should contain all the information your team needs. This includes the company, primary contact, services being offered, estimated value, and expected closing date. I also recommend tracking the probability field. For example, the first meeting can be 20%. When a proposal is sent, that will make it 50%. With the negotiations successful, that's 80%. And a verbal agreement is 95%. So all these percentages help you to forecast revenue more accurately. Just like leads, every deal should have an owner, a next step, and due date. These fields make sure everyone knows what needs to happen and when. The pipeline gives your team a visually appealing overview of every opportunity. Each deal moves through the same stages, making it easy to understand where it stands. A new opportunity means the leads has been qualified. Discovery meeting is where you understand the customer's needs and challenges. Proposal sent means you've provided pricing or a formal solution. Negotiation covers discussions about pricing, scope, timelines, or contract terms. Finally, the deal is either won or lost. So keeping your pipeline simple encourages your team to use it consistently. Avoid creating too many stages unless your sales process truly requires them. The pipeline also helps managers answer important questions. For example, how many active opportunities do we have? What's the total value of our pipeline? Which deals are most likely to close this month? Where are deals getting stuck? These insights support better planning and more accurate revenue forecasting. Once a lead becomes a deal, the sales process should continue with as little manual work as possible. For example, when a new deal is created, ClickUp can automatically assign the correct salesperson, create first follow-up tasks, and notify the team. As the deal moves through the different stages, reminders can be created automatically so nobody forgets the next action. When the deal is marked as won, ClickUp can automatically create a new project, assign the implementation team, and notify everyone involved. If the deal is lost, don't just close it. Record the reason so you can identify trends and improve your sales process over time. Instead of storing customer information repeatedly, store it once, and link everything together. For example, if you're working with ABC Manufacturing, create one organization record. Inside the organization, you might have CEO, operations manager, and IT manager. Each of these is stored as a contact. Now, every deal can link back to the same organization and contact. This eliminates duplicate information and gives your team complete visibility into the customer relationship. CRM isn't just for storing information, it's also a reporting tool. Your dashboard should answer questions like, how many clients came in with leads this week? Which salesperson has the most opportunities? What's the total value of our sales pipeline? How many deals did we win this month? Which follow-ups are overdue? So keeping your dashboard simple and focusing on the KPIs that help your team take action is the priority. Even the best CRM will fail if people don't keep it updated. Encourage your team to update deal statuses regularly. Add meeting notes directly in ClickUp. Schedule next action before closing each meeting. Archive old inactive records to keep the CRM clean. A simple, disciplined process is more effective than a complicated one. Let's walk through a complete example. A customer visits your website and submits a contact form. ClickUp automatically creates a lead, assigns it to a salesperson, and sends a thank you email to the lead. After the discovery call, the salesperson qualifies the opportunity and converts it into a deal. The deal progresses through the proposal and negotiation. When the customer accepts the proposal, the deal is marked as won. ClickUp automatically creates a project for the delivery team, ensuring a smooth handover without re-entering the information. This connected workflow improves customer experience and saves time. So, congratulations. You've now learned how to build a complete CRM in ClickUp. So remember these three principles before we move on to the practical implementation. So we need to keep it simple. A CRM should help your team, not slow them down. So the processes should be automated for repetitive work. So use ClickUp automations to reduce the manual effort. So maintain good data. Accurate, up-to-date information is the foundation of a successful CRM. So as the next step, I encourage you to build the CRM along with this tutorial. Alright team, let's get started with the practical implementation of the CRM. So we've created a folder by the name of sales inside the marketing and sales space. So as you can see, we have a number of lists. We have the leads, deals, organization accounts, contacts, and services. So let's review all these lists one by one. So first we have leads. So you can see there are two names in the leads, Umar and George. So let's review the fields. We have the email address, the phone number, the team size, the job title. We also have the company name, company website, and most important, the assignee. who in our team this lead is assigned to. So we have the next step. So what's the next step in dealing with the client, and also the follow-up date, which is appearing as today. So let's take a look at all the options we added. We've added text, we've added dates, and we've later edited them and changed the names so that they appear as they are. Okay, so how do we get these names? How did we get Umar? How did we get George? So we got them by sharing our contact form. So let's review the contact form. This takes some time to load. It's a heavy file. So you see this contact us form. It has a number of important fields. What is your name, job title, the company name, and the phone number, and also how you heard about us. So we simply share this link, okay, from here with our potential clients. We can share it through WhatsApp. We can share it through our website. We can share it through email addresses. So we can share it how we want. So as soon as a user adds his credentials over here or his name and details over here, that name would appear in this list. So Umair and George were previously added. So once the name is added, they come in the first step of the workflow. So let's change the statuses. So you see each client or lead travels through this whole workflow, responded to email, on hold, opportunity, not interested, and closed. So if the lead goes in opportunity, it means that the client is moving forward with the deal, and we can push him in the next list, which is the deals. If we feel that the client is not interested, then he will be removed. So, okay, let's suppose that one of the clients is interested and he has been pushed to opportunity. Okay, before we go to the pushing it to the opportunity, let's have a look at all the task statuses. So these are all the task statuses. We've made a custom task status. So we can see all the data over here. We have responded to email, on hold, opportunity, not interested. So we can do it from here. Apart from that, we've also added a few automations. So there are 4 automations in this lead. Okay. So here we are in this automation field. So we have 4 automations. So let's briefly go over them one by one. So this is the first one. When a potential client enters the form, we get a notification. So let's view it. So as soon as the client enters the forms, we get a notification in our ClickUp messages that a new client has been created, the particular task ID, a task name, and task description. Okay, that closed. All right, so as soon as somebody enters the details, we get a message. Okay, so if the task has been lying in the lead in the first status for about 3 days, we get an alert, and we can then follow up with the client through our messages. However the client wishes, we sent up another automation after 6 days. So when the client is in the lead in the first position of the status for 6 days and 3 days, we have automated statuses, so we can follow up with the client. Another automation is when we change the status from the initial statuses in the list to opportunity. So as soon as you move it to opportunity, then that task will go in another list. So these were the automations, and we received messages after that. Okay, let's move on to the next list, which is the deals. Okay, so as soon as it is identified as an opportunity, uh, the lead will be shifted over here. So there are a number of fields over here. We have the assignee, the priority, we have the contact person. So the contact person is through the contact list, which we've also shared earlier, and also the services list, which we've connected through a relationship. We will also be discussing that. We've also added comments. So anything about the deal which we want it to be visible. So we can add more details regarding the deal. Is it in the education, manufacturing, or the retail? We also have the option of clicking on the source, how this person got to know about the deal, about our organization. And these are also payment details, invoice sent, invoice paid, and invoice pending. And we also have the value. So what we do is that we have services, and we can click a number of services. We have about 5. We have the ClickUp Workspace setup service, the automation service, and the ClickUp training support. So currently, for this client, we have 2 services. We have the ClickUp project management setup and the ClickUp CRM setup. So you can see the prices over here. Okay, and in the end, we have the next step also. And what should be the next step? Because there's also a workflow which flows over here, in which the lead moves. So let's go on the board view. Okay, we will be able to see that the new opportunity gradually moves through the stages. It goes to the meeting schedule, then we can send a proposal, then there can be further negotiations, and then we put it on hold. So after going through the workflow, we have to decide whether the deal was closed or the lead was won. So when it's won, we can notify our technical department, and they can get in touch with the client. Okay, let's go on to the next list, which is organization. Organization is also known as account. These are the name of the companies or the organizations we'll be dealing with. So there are 2 statuses. You can either have active or inactive. Active meaning that it is a client which is working and doing business with you, and inactive means that the deal did not make it through or their project has finished. So the number of details over here also. We can put the address of the organization, the website. We also have the team size, and we have the contacts and the deals. So these are relationship fields also, which are linked. Okay, let's move on to contacts. These are the people whom we are negotiating with, and they belong to our clients. So we can have their email address, and we can have the other details as you've seen. And of course, these are also linked with the leads and deals. So the contacts, for example, let me go in deals. You will be able to see the contact person. So the number of contacts here, the same contacts which we saw earlier, we can select it. So the person knows which contact is communicating with us for the service. So this was a contact field. Now let's move on to the services. So these are the services which we will be providing the clients, and the clients can pick any one of them. And of course, we can add the details of these services, and the services list is also shared as a relationship field in our, is it in our leads? Let me check. Okay, we've put it in our deals. You can see it in the deals that we have a services area, as we showed earlier, and we can pick from any 5 of them. So these were the 5 lists. So this was a small and brief bird's eye view for the CRM and ClickUp. Thanks a lot.